you will learn quickly.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, you want to add? Go ahead.
Not much to add. I'm still in a hotel, so maybe about 800 Japanese expats are here, and they say two things. Number one, some proximity, the closeness to the school is one criteria, and another thing is that husband office proximity, and third one, if I'm allowed to say, is like entertainment. Entertainment, including like movie or say some shops which sell the Japanese or Korean or Western food. And these three factors. And still I'm not correct.
In my case, I found my residence in Forest Garden, very nice place, nice neighbors like Honorable Madam Jayalalita is just next door, and Ranjini is also in walking distance. The security is very nice. Even the mosquitoes do not dare to break into. And immediately before I was in Beijing, so cross-border from Beijing to Chennai, one thing I found is that the cost, the rental cost is quite huge difference. It's quite inexpensive and very reasonable here. What happened in our embassy in Beijing is that initially it was at the city center, but with skyrocketing the rental prices, we started to move out of. So we now bought the place, so now it's stopped. But I think the same thing will be happening here. Now we have beautiful, our chancery in Radhakrishnan Road, and also my residence in Forest Garden. But yeah, with the economy booming up, I think all those rent prices will go up. So I think we have to buy one if we have money for that.
Great. That's why I'm his friend. So let's quickly move on to two topics at a time, just to make sure we cover all the topics in the little time that we have. So may I ask Ishura-san to go ahead and give me comments from a Japan perspective and then from a Korea perspective, both on the availability of goods and services that you think your communities are able to enjoy, because I know Ishiura-san is the facilitator for 577 Japanese establishments just in Tamil Nadu. The largest number of Japan establishments are in Tamil Nadu, and he's the facilitator as Director Jethro. And I know that our Consul General here stands for the biggest expatriate population. There are 4,000 Koreans in our state. So between the two of you, please share your comments.
If I understand correctly, that the supermarket is a key factor to expats like us, supply for everything. That's one thing. And entertainment, of course, is another thing that's important for us. Yes.
Tell us about your Japan restaurants.
Oh, Japan restaurants. I'm happy to announce that there are increased number of Japan restaurants and some noodle shops where the Japanese company Nissan, Nissan engineer just quit and start noodle shop in here, and he makes amazing noodles. I'm surprised. What he studied in the Nissan, I don't know, but it's amazing. Those food, supermarket, and entertainment is the three factors. Thank you.
Yeah, for Koreans also, yeah, there is certain difficulties to get all those foodstuffs we need, like local Chennai Tamil people. If you go abroad, you definitely need some dosa or samba, those kind of things. Likewise, we also need typical traditional Korean dishes. We import them, but we don't have still proper importer here or distributor. And some vegetables, we Koreans, we tend to able to survive wherever you go all over the world. So what we did was to go to a place like Uti to grow some Chinese cabbages and make quite popular Korean dish like kimchi out of those kind of things. And we have some farms run by Koreans also. Still, it's not quite enough, but it's getting better and better. So one day, I think all those problems can be all solved.
Thank you. And Consul General serves great vegetarian Korean food too, we've eaten at his home. So I'm going to request our two business leaders, both Paul and Marcus, if you could please share your stories from a work environment perspective, maybe some challenges you've overcome there, and some relationships that you've had with your teams at work.
Thank you, Ranjini. Yeah, we started here a business, and starting a business means doing a greenfield business. When I started in 2012, I was number one in buses, looking at my colleagues who are all staffed. They have running departments. Looking at other companies, they're all in consolidation or growing. However, I had to tremendously grow. And once you start a business, apparently you can't do it alone. So what is most needed, you need to have people. And starting recruiting was quite a challenge for us and for me, how to select and how to judge based on interviews and other selection processes. Because the goal was to get the best people to do a job in a short time, and realizing how to do it, I didn't know if I can manage in the beginning. However, when I look now back, having these people working for buses, I must say I'm totally impressed about the span, the bandwidth of the knowledge and experience and the power of the people. This I've never experienced from my home country, to have this span.
Tamil Nadu people, right?
And these are local people. So we do believe in recruiting local people. We had a couple expats to help out in the beginning, but our goal and strategy in HR is to have the local people and to do the job in India with local people and for India. We don't believe in the import-sell business to survive here. And if you develop and make and manufacture products, you have to know the taste of the people. And this best can be done with local people. And now looking back at this stage when we hired, I have one little story to share with you, talking about the span of the people, for sure. We started with basic people, and in my home country said, watch the quality, yeah? You can't mess up. Yeah? It has to be Mercedes-Benz quality, what you do, or even if you have Barat-Benz, it has to be the top notch. And that was quite a challenge, how to do. And now, when I look back, and I can say, hey, we are better in quality. Just today we had a meeting. That's great. And that's an achievement, and it's appreciated, yeah, from the home country. And how to do? I think that's quite to have a good selection of people working for you. And after selecting, it comes to training. So we do believe in hiring young people and train them before we start the job. So we had years of training before we let them do the job to ensure they're doing it in a good way. And now these people become trainers. So we believe in the trainer concepts. On the other side, I had people I couldn't imagine. Maybe you can. So one lady, young lady from Tamil Nadu, she applied from Germany. And I said, why? She wants to apply here. Okay, let's have an interview. And she asked me, okay, once you're in Germany, let's have the interview there. So we made an appointment. It's in the south of Black Forest, where our company has some locations in one plant. So I told her room number 206 in the 5th floor in this street. And the thing was for her to find me. That was the first goal, the first challenge for her to overcome for this interview. And she made it. She made it in time by minus 10 degrees Celsius with everything. And you can imagine what this means. And she started talking in German. So I asked her, how long have you been there? She said 1 year. And she graduated from the #1 school and university. And I was very proud that these people apply. And she came to Chennai back because she's from Chennai. And she's doing such a great job. She's the spokeswoman for German-Indian Indo commerce in Mumbai. And this is great. I've never met these people before. So it's beyond what I thought I can find. I have met people and interacted with people, and I work with people together. And these people make the difference, and they make the change, and they ensure that this business will go. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
I suppose I would echo a lot of Marcus's comments. So I work for Barclays, and from a comparison perspective, we were very late in comparison to a lot of our global peers in coming to India. So slightly different take on the experience that Marcus has had, in that we were able to hire people with a lot of talent, a lot of experience, and therefore our training requirements were a lot less. I think where we've been really impressed with the staff that we've had and the experience that we've had to date is the energy from the people here and the eagerness to take things from our global counterparts and then to improve them and drive them forward. And I suppose the first year that we were here, you know, certainly part of my job was to promote the location and to ensure that, you know, our staff and our office was getting enough exposure, but also getting enough airtime with our global counterparts to ensure that they could see the job that was being done. I think over the last 18 months, not only have they met that, they've actually surpassed it. And we actually have a lot of our global leads and functional leads operating out of India, which is not something that we had intended to do at the beginning, but we found the passion, the drive, you know, the energy to really take things on board and not just do them, but improve them, has blown us away. And you know, if you speak to any of my global counterparts around the offices that we have either here in Chennai or Mumbai, I'm fairly confident that they will all give a consistent message around how impressed we've been in the work and the job that's been done by the individuals that we've hired to date. So yeah, it's been a really good experience.
Great, thank you, Paul. I'm going to ask Fernanda to jump in with any comments that you might have on women's safety in Tamil Nadu, and maybe a statement or two, just a couple of lines on medical facility. How has it been?
Well,
And any other panelists can jump in on these topics.
regarding medical facilities, thanks God, I have not faced any medical emergency or serious health problems since I am in India, and I hope it would continue. Of course, the way of approaching medicine is a little bit different here from what we know in the Western world. But medicine has a very good reputation, and I think it's true. We could find many specialists, and there is always a good hospital nearby your house. And you know, I have many European friends who have delivered in Chennai, and not just once, sometimes twice. So I think it's a very, very good medicine. And for regarding the safety, sincerely, I have never felt unsafe in Chennai and in Tamil Nadu in general. People are really very friendly and respectful. I think for a Western woman, of course, we have to respect some dressing code. But for me, it's mainly a question of respect more than a matter of security.
Thank you.
I suppose just to add to the health aspect of things, we've probably been to the hospital a couple of times, nothing serious, thankfully. But the first time that we went to the Apollo main hospital in the center of town, and we walked in, and it was just crazy. You know, there was hundreds of people everywhere. It felt very unorganized. You know, it just felt like mayhem. And my wife was looking at myself and the two children going, right, nobody's to get sick ever again while we're in India. But you know, having spoken to people about the experience afterwards, you know, we were then directed to alternatives and quieter places that, you know, were very effective and so on. And, you know, since then we've been to the hospital one alternative time, and it's been great. And it's been quiet, it's been organized, it's been exactly up to the standard that we would have expected in the UK, for example. But I think it's, you know, to really find out and really explore and achieve the knowledge that's required to find these places. It's about integrating yourself into, you know, either the expat community, the local community, and talking to people around how their experiences have gone and how they've found, you know, similar experiences in the past as well.
And in the beginning, when you come here, it's also great that, for example, Global Adjustments, they help you out in the family. They show the wives, the hospitals, and these addresses, which are key in the beginning, to feel more comfortable and to onboard easier. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do a wrap-up question because we want to be on time at 3:15 to wrap up. Maybe we'll have 2 minutes to give you one question from the audience. But the wrap-up question here for you is, Daimler wrote a coffee table book this year, and it is an expression which I and my team have heard for the last 20 years, that expats come into Tamil Nadu or even into India as a whole crying, complaining and crying, this is not okay, it's too hot, there are mosquitoes, blah, blah, blah. And then when they leave India or when they leave Tamil Nadu, they're also crying because they miss so many things about Tamil Nadu and life here. So their coffee table book is called 2 Times Crying. So I'm going to ask all of you, 1 time crying we've already heard,